Hello everyone, I'm Marian and this is Athena, and Fiona will be along in a minute, but this is just a quick update for anyone that is considering or even thinking about getting goats. We have Nigerian dwarf goats. This is Fiona. And we got them because we are on a small piece of property and we needed something that wouldn't take up or need a lot of space, but we could still give them adequate housing and give them a good place to live. And in return, later in life, when they are able to be bred and have babies, we'll be able to provide milk for our home, along with cheese and ice cream and just soap and all kind of good things. So what I have learned already, we've only had them a week and a half, but this is like such a big deal. I felt that I really wanted to share it with you guys. When we started out, we were just looking for registered goats, and the reason being so that we know that what we're getting, that we're getting purebred animals, and we know, their line and where they're coming from. And so that when they do have kids, because we do have a small homestead, we can't keep all the babies, we will need to sell some of them. And plus it helps support your farm. So anyway, so that was our goal. So we found someone, a breeder not far from us, that has registered Nigerian dwarfs. She's been in the business, she's had Nigerian dwarfs for a long time. She's been raising them. And so we went to see her. We really liked her. We loved her goats. And so that's who we purchased from. Now, we didn't know at the time, but since then we have learned, and this is what I want you to know. Make sure you find someone. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of breeders out there, and with registered goats, make sure you find someone that will really help you, that will just be there for you. I mean, Tanya is our breeder, and she was a phone call away. I messaged her yesterday because the girls have a knot behind their left arm, and she's like, that's from the CDNT shot. Well, I panicked. Both of my girls had knots behind their arms, so I wanted to know. So anyway, I mean, that's wonderful to have though. And when we went and picked up our girls, she told us that she was going to send us home with lots of stuff, and she really did. Loads of goat's milk, food, minerals, a list of things to do, when to do them, how to do them, the registration information, even get us helpful information on when we register, how to fill out the forms appropriately that would benefit us the most with our goals. So anyway, just be sure and find a breeder that's really there to help you and that can guide you. And because they're kind of like little puppies, but they're really not. They're not at all. They're very different. They have a lot of special needs, different needs, and things that you have to watch for, things that you have to be careful of. So that's just really important. I can't emphasize it enough. Now, while we were getting ready when we decided we were getting goats, and I bought the book on dairy goats, and anyway, it took me a while to get around to reading it, but once we knew we were getting goats, I really got in there. I read it a couple of times, and this book right here is the one that I highly recommend. It is just a wealth of information in there, and it's not just about the Nigerian dwarf goats, it's about dairy goats as a whole. So if dairy goats is what's of interest to you, be sure and get that book, because it is wonderful, and it will be really good for referencing back to for lots of things. It has all kind of health issues, like what to look for, how to treat them. I mean, I really love this book. So be sure and get that. And then once I read that book, when I talked to Tanya, our breeder, it was like she would start talking about things. I'm like, oh yes, I remember reading about that. I had a little bit of knowledge, so everything she was telling me was not brand new. I did know a little something. I knew where to go back to check on it and to reference back to, and it was just a wonderful thing. So I highly recommend the Nigerian dwarf goats. They are so cute, so much fun, and so sweet. We have two girls, and their personalities could not be more different. They are just precious. We absolutely love them. We can't wait until we can have babies and have more kids on the farm. So now I want to take you on a quick little tour of their pen and how we set it up. We kind of went by what our breeder, how she had her pen set up, and it has really worked out well. We are very pleased. We wouldn't, at this point, we would not change a thing. Now as time goes, you never know. But for now, it has really worked out well, and we're really pleased with it. Okay, here we go. This is their little living quarters. This is where they sleep at night. It's a dirt floor. Which initially I thought, oh, we need concrete, we need this, and then I don't know, then I read the book and there's just lots of pros and cons to everything. But the dirt floor is not a bad thing. If the camera is wiggling, it's because I have a little goatee down there that's wanting to mess with the legs of the stand. But anyway, we put lots of shavings down. We threw a little hay on top, and then you'll see their little hay manger over there that my husband built. I can walk you over there and kind of give you an eyeball look at what he did. I'm sure he'll come out with a video where he can show you exactly how he built it. That is bamboo that he used in the middle, and just that plate there just so it kind of leans forward. Fiona, if you don't leave those camera stands alone. And then right down here are their little feeders. Now we have one for each goat because right now we give them free choice. So there's always food in their feeder, so it doesn't matter who's eating and what. But later on when they get older, we'll actually put a little hook right there. We have collars, they're just not quite big enough for. We need to punch another hole in there. But then we can like chain them up, just hook them on there long enough to feed them, just to make sure that everybody's getting the right amount of food, that one of them's not eating too much, and because to be overweight is not good either, but we don't want one to be missing out. So that way you can monitor their food a lot better. But you only leave them pinned up or hooked up long enough to eat, and then you unhook them. It's not, you don't want to leave a goat hooked up at all. Now right here, this is the little area. Fiona, you need to move. This is the little area here that we have so that when they are pinned up in here, that it's they have something to jump up on and run up and down. They enjoy that. And then another little log here and a couple of chairs just to come in and sit and hang out with them when we want to. Now here is their outdoor area. It's much bigger. We keep them locked up. You'll see the door here. We do lock them up in here at night, so that way we don't have to worry about them, anything hurting them or anything like that, because we do have a fox in the area that really makes me nervous. But so far, so good. But anyway, here's our little outdoor area. You'll see the fencing, nothing fancy. And then we've got a next door neighbor who works for the electric company, so he brought us some spools home. We have oak stumps for them to jump around on, the big thing there. And we do bring them their water and some hay out here during the day, because I don't know, it's inside, they seem to eat it more. If it's out here, they'll eat the hay and not the old dead leaves and stuff. I feel like they're just might be getting more of the kind of nutrition they need instead of old dead leaves. So, but there they are, heat of the day. And then around the outside, you'll see the hedge there. We have irrigation system that waters that, and it is hot right now. We'll come out here. I know this is probably really dorky, but anyway, I'm gonna share it with you anyway because it really helps. But we'll let's turn on the air conditioning and we'll turn on the irrigation, and the water spraying, it just makes it bearable. So I know we're silly, but anyway, it is what it is, and we have a good time. So there you go. Okay guys, that's it for today. But if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments below, because we would love to hear from you. And until next time, take care. God bless. Say, happy homesteading.